Hi everyone, welcome back to Coronal Blossom, Volume 3, Episode 3. So, Yunie is currently fixing an underling robot and trying to take back control. So, in the last episode, the grandfather of Keiji offered to help the trio, so Shino, Kumiko, and Keiji, and he's like, well, it's best if you have the experts, so us, help you out, because you kids can be reckless at times. So the whole town is willing to help the trio because, well, we want to see cute Arne all over again. But then it looks like there is an underling robot summoned by Kanade to attack them. Well, actually, the robot went after Lily, and thanks to the townspeople, they were able to restrain the robot, and now it's currently here being investigated by Yunie, and she's wondering how Kanade is able to take control of this robot. So the appliance store owner in Roku found a mod chip on this robot, and now how can we disable this and take back control? Because if done wrong, it can damage the entire robot, rendering it useless. But now we have Shino here, and she mentioned that the robot is back alive. So,
Emergency! Emergency! コアに危険を感知。自己防衛システムを展開。危険を排除します。
so secondary defense systems activated.
まずいです。強制起動しました。
Wait, so did touching the chip activate the spare battery or something?
排除。
Wait, I tried to pin the underling to the floor before it can cause any damage.
離せ。離せ。
And I hope it does not have a self-destruct feature as a last resort. Hey, stop hitting me. Wait, Roku, can you give me a hand?
待って、辰巳の旦那じゃないんだから、俺そういうの無理だって。
Well, it's too strong.
私が手伝う。コブンちゃんも暴れちゃダメ。
So, it looks like Shino punched the underling.
今変な音したよね。
And for some reason, it sounds like something fried. But look, so stop flailing about.
というか煙が出てますね。
So it looks like something fried inside. And I hope
もしかして壊しちゃった？
and I hope she didn't break it, so she didn't fry the whole circuit.
試しにそーっと話してみてください。話すよ。
And it looks broken, or feels broken.
ごめんなさい。私機械に触るとなんでか壊しちゃうみたいで。
Oops, sorry.
シノタン、どうして悲しそう？またドケチ親分に言いがかりつけられた。コブンちゃん？正気に戻ったの？
So for some reason, the robot is acting differently, like it is supposed to. So the robot's calling Shino-tan.
正気。常識と思いやりに続いて、リリ様に足りない要素のこと。ええ、正常運転に戻ったみたいですね。
So that one line is enough to come to that conclusion. So why though? So Shino-san, didn't you say that, or did you touch anything or any buttons? Do you reprogram it?
わかんない。無我夢中だったから止めなきゃって抱きついただけで。まさかそういう。
Wait, so Yunie, so, or Yunie-san, have you looked at, know something?
ええ、シノ様、少々よろしいでしょうか。で、調べた結果、シノには古文の洗脳を解く力があったってわけか。うん、そうみたい。シノタン、助けてくれてありがとうございます。
And a few hours later, we gather everyone together and report what happened. And we conducted a few more experiments before sharing the results with everyone else.
古文ロボって特殊なチップで操られてたんだよね。じゃあ、シノさんも同じものを持ってたってわけ？
さすが勘だけでこの世を渡り歩いてきたグミコ。妙に鋭いですね。
Well, that's the obvious part.
ユニーは褒めるなら素直に褒めることを覚えた方がいいと思うよ。
なあ、本当にあのインチキパワーと同じなのか？ああいう能力は宇宙じゃ珍しくねえけど、この星じゃあの白衣女以外に見たことねえぞ。
So does Shino have some kind of psychic powers as well?
講義では同じと言えるでしょうが、もっと具体的に言えば体質でしょうね。おいおい、古文どもの洗脳を解く体質っていくらなんでも都合良すぎだろう。
Well, that makes no sense.
あ、そういえばシノさんって機械を触ると壊しちゃう人でしたけど、それがパワーアップしたとか？
So, I wonder, so how did you fix this problem? So, don't you break things? And this is opposite.
つくづく勘だけは鋭いですね。まるで野生動物レベルですね。人間社会では生きづらいでしょうに。
はいはい、私が野に帰ったらあんたにポストカード書くね。で、シノさんがパワーアップしたってことでいいの？
正確には変質です。しかもそれは10年以上前に起きています。
変質10年以上前。
Wait, so she changed 10 years ago?
あ、キャッツ！
And is it because of the cat's device?
その通りです。シノ様はキャッツにて治療を受けた。その副作用として機械に触れると壊してしまうという特殊な体質を得たのです。
So that explains why everything breaks when Shino touches it.
確かに言われてみれば機械が壊れやすくなったのって病気が治ってからだった。
So basically, the cat's device is not perfect. So even though Shino is cured of a very serious illness, a new problem arrives for Shino.
あ？でもそんなの聞いたことないぞ。キャッツを使ったやつの話はいくつか知ってるが、変質なんてよ。
変質したなら都合よく洗脳しているチップだけが壊れるっていうのもおかしいよね。
その検証のためにいくつか実験を行いました。刑事様、お願いします。
So Keiji-sama, please report. Yes. So the right here. I take out a cache of plasma guns, which we used in our experiments earlier.
うちの銃じゃねえか。これがどうしたって。なんだこれ。半分はぶっ壊れてんじゃねえか。それはすべてシノ様に触れていただいたものです。ご覧の通り、壊れるものと無事なものに分かれました。
Okay.
それって何が違うの？
So how come only some of them broke, even though Shino touched all of them?
ああ、パーツか。
That's right. So all the broken ones underwent repairs here on Earth, and so certain parts that were made here, or contained
それじゃあ
parts.
シノさんの体質って地球製のものを壊すってこと？
So I'm sure that's what the conclusion is.
その通りです。キャッツはフラクタリウムを使っているために、その影響で特殊な電気信号を帯びています。
So I think it emits some kind of like electromagnetic pulse. One of the things that destroy circuits.
これは宇宙技術では一般的なものですが、この星ではそもそも存在していなかったものです。
And I think it's some kind of radiation that ruins the chip.
それで装置を使った影響で私がその特殊な電気を帯電するようになったんだって。だからシノさんは触る機械をことごとく壊してたんですね。
で、純粋な宇宙技術で作られているものは触っても平気ってことか。
つまり古文ロボの洗脳が地球製の特殊チップで行われている以上、シノさんが触れるとチップだけ壊れるってこと？らしいです。どうしたのシノさん、あんまり嬉しそうじゃないね。
なんでもない。
I really feel like Shino-san just shot me a brief glance. So what's the matter?
ともかくこれで古文の洗脳を解く方法ができたわけだな。
So it looks like there is a way to bring those underlings back.
そもそも古文はどうしてリリを襲ったの？
So why were you being targeted in the first place?
フェリダへの軌道にはリリ様が必要。だからカナデから捕獲連行を命令された。
Oh,
あとは覚えてない。
so it looks like this underling was going to capture Lily and take her back to the spaceship where Kanade can use threats and force to make Lily start the spaceship so that they can escape.
なるほど。だからリリちゃんを探してたんだね。
And if she can't start the engine, that means she'll be stuck in the same spot.
人様の船を乗っ取るからそうなるんだ。いい君だぜ。
Well, too bad. So she can't use the spaceship because she doesn't know how to do it. So if we know what her goal is now, but there's still a ton of problems to solve before we can get Arne back.
いかがなさいますか、刑事様。
So we're going to get Arne back, of course, and I won't let them take Lily either.
さっきもケイ君と話したんだけど、そのために町内会議をしようと思うの。
はあ？町内会議だ？
So wait, why this? Isn't this a waste? And after that, we stay up all night for an Arne-themed town council strategy meeting. So it looks like what happened was that when Shino got the cure with the cat's device, it came with the side effect that Shino would emit some kind of electromagnetic pulse, EMP, that would destroy chips. And the only thing that was made on Earth in the underling robot was the mod chip, and that's why that broke. But everything else, which was made with space or alien technology, that survived. So in a sense, it's like Shino did fix the underling robots in a very interesting way. So I'm sure they're going to do the same thing with the other underling robots. And I also wonder what the real plan for Kanade is. So why does she want to escape? So we know how to undo the hacking of the underlings, but how can we avoid being hit by their plasma guns? And how can we neutralize the underlings and get them to Shino-san? And Yunie makes a lot of other issues, or Yunie-san, and everyone in town throws out ideas and suggestions. So it's like, well, here it was just one underling, but I'm sure if we go to the spaceship, we'll be outnumbered by them. So we could force our way inside using some VORKS machine, but with still place to avoid or to shield ourselves, for example, but most of the suggestions are rather violent, but right now, that might be the only route open to us. That's true. And by the time we've come up with something resembling a plan, one big problem remains.
話 は分かった。大筋の作戦に異論はね。でもよ、いくら対策を練っても一番の問題は兵隊の数だ。
So we are outnumbered still, and those underlings, they're strong armed, so one can take out so many of us.
子分たちですが、宇宙船にある予備もすべて起動していれば100は下りません。
いくら作戦を用意してても、あの数相手じゃうまくことを運ぶのは至難の技だろ。
なら任せろ。
Wait, Gramps? So what idea do you have?
ちょうど来たみたいだ
Huh? I follow Gramps' gaze and see a few trucks heading our way. And atop the bed of each truck is a big hunk of steel.
なんだおい、あれ全部ボックスか？
So the VORKS are lined up in a row. So how many do they have?
ハンマ町は腐ってもボークスの町。死ぬほど期待はある。数で劣るなら技術力でねじ伏せるのみだ。
And with that, our somewhat messy plan to revive or retrieve Arne is put into motion. Okay, so looks like the showdown is about to begin. So now they have some armor, some equipment, and the whole town. And I wonder how it fares against Kanade's, I'll say, soldiers, the underling robots. So we immediately jump into action without waiting for dawn to break. So let's do it now. Alright, so it does not look like they moved. So I peek up from behind the embankment, which we've chosen as a standby location. Lily lets out an exasperated sigh.
そりゃそうだろう。フェリダイは私がいなきゃ動かねえんだぞ。
Well, they could have towed it away using another ship or something like that. I'm sure it's heavy and it defeats the purpose of starting or having a ship.
いえ、今は怒りを下ろしている状態ですので、大きく動かすことはできません。で、
その怒りを戻せるのも船長である私だけってことだ。
I see. And that's why she said that we didn't have to worry about them escaping during the strategy meeting earlier. And Lily fits her plasma rifle with some extra parts to enhance its long-range performance and takes a peek at the SS Fidelity through the scope.
私はここから狙撃で援護するから、突入班はしっかりやってくれよ。
So I hope the underling or the rest of the underling robots, they don't capture Lily during the mission, because I'm sure it's like, so Kanade's gonna have them, well, force Lily to start the engines, raise the anchor, and if she doesn't, then you can go ahead and use physical force to attack Lily.
あいよ、任せて。ボックスに乗って人暴れするのは得意だから。
ああ、私も乗り込みてー。直接乗り込むなんて海賊行為の花じゃねえか。
Well, I want some of the action too.
いけません。リリ様が捕まったら、フェリダイが起動して怒りが上がるということで。
That's true.
へえへえ、分かってるよ。今回私はあくまでサポートだろ。
Alright, so we'll be counting on you. And Lily snorts indignantly, but carries on making her preparations. I expect no less of our pirate captain. She seems genuinely reliable in tough times like this.
ケイ君、お父さんたち来たよ。
おお、警棒。俺たちは準備万端。いつでも行けるぜ。
So, we're waiting for the call. Understood. Alright, so let's get going on time.
おうよ任せろ。そっちも無茶すんじゃねえぞ。一人じゃねえんだからよ。
Yes, I know.
にしてもなんで夜明けなんだ？
生き物が一番油断してる時間帯だからだろう。戦国時代の重要な合戦でも明けきらないうちに始めるのが定石だったらしいしな。
なるほどな。まあ相手は機械と変な力を使う酔いどれ。どこまで通用するかだけどな。
ケイジ、そろそろ私たちも準備しよう。
Yeah, you're right. So we give each other a nod and head over to our respective VORKS. Okay, so looks like it's time.
魚政さんとこの子しっかりくる。私もうすっかりこの操縦席に馴染んじゃってるわ。
Okay, so it looks like Kumiko is going to pilot the very first VORKS that we've seen in Volume 1. The one where Kumiko tried to play with it and she broke an arm. And the reason why Yuamasa doesn't want it anymore is because it got possessed by Arne and it scares Yuamasa. It's like, well, I don't want something that's possessed, so just give me another one.
おいトミー、あんま無茶すんじゃねえぞ。明日の仕入れでも使うんだからよ。
Oh, so it's still his, and it's like, well, so give me, I know you like this robot, but take it easy, so don't break any more parts because I need it too.
何しけたこと言ってんだてめえは。グミ、がっつり暴れてうちの宇宙人娘を取り返してこい。
Don't worry, she'll take good care of it. She knows how to operate it and knows how to operate it to its fullest extent.
あいあい、任せて。暴れてやりますよ。
まあ、ほどほどに頼むぜグミ。
まったくもう緊張感ないな。まあそれがいいところでもあるんだけど。
So Shino-san smiles ruefully at Kumiko's exchange with the others and then comes over to me. I place my hand on the ladder of my VORKS, ready to climb in.
ケイ君、気をつけてね。アルネちゃんを絶対取り戻してきてね。
Yeah, I know. So you need to be careful too. Even if we do regain control of the underlings, we can't trust them completely.
ありがとう。
So until Shino touches them, they're dangerous. Shino-san's going to remain here and support us by undoing the underlings hacking once we neutralize them and carry them out here. And it's still a dangerous job though, so I'm determined to proceed with the utmost caution. Okay, so here it begins. I nod to Shino-san as she waves us off and lower the canopy. I can't talk to anyone outside directly anymore. The only way to communicate is via the headset. And I switch to the group call setting. Okay, I'm all set now. Are you all ready?
オッケー、いつでも行けるよ。
Yes, for Kumiko. After Kumiko, I receive responses from the others too, and they're all done with their preparations. Okay, so we'll get moving in 2 minutes time, all according to plan, and let's do this. And everyone replies in turn after making sure they're all ready. I switch my headset to private channel. Okay, so Kumiko, are you okay?
なーにが曖昧な質問に困ってはいるけど。
No problem. It sounds like you're okay.
何か言いたいなら早くしなよ。もう出発だよ。
Okay, Kumiko, I'm sorry for dragging you into this.
何言ってんの？ここまで来て私だけ仲間外れとか、その方がありえないし。
Well, don't worry, I like it too. Or it's fun.
まあどうしても悪いって思いたいなら、これからはもうちょい職場の後輩に優しくしてあげてもいいんじゃないですかね。
In exchange? No can do, so sorry, work is work and...
ケチ。
You meanie. Oh well, my dear assistant, I don't want to do things that are half-assed, do I?
わかりましたよーだ。 さあ、ケイジ先輩、時間ですよ。仕事がたんまり残ってるんですから、ちゃっちゃとアルネン助けて平常運転に戻りましょう。
Okay, you're right. I take a deep breath, check my watch, and switch back to the group call. Alright, so the RNA rescue mission is a go, so everyone move forward. And we carefully make our way to the pier in our VORKS. And if we all try to cross together, the combined weight of our mechs would pose an issue. And so Kumiko and I start. So the problem is that the bridge might be too weak to support all that weight and it might crumble.
こっちは異常なし。見回りの子分が数匹うろちょろしてるだけだ。ケイジ、そっちはどうだ？
So not much going on here either. If they're patrolling though, that means they're probably expecting us.
こちらは桟橋の強度的に送り込めるボークスの数には限度があります。立てこもって迎え撃つのは当然ですね。そろそろ相手のプラズマガンの射程範囲だ。気をつけろよ。
Got it.
早速来たよ。
Okay, so they're attacking now. Alright, Lily, so shoot.
了解。
And from behind, I can hear a whistling sound like a firework being launched. But there's no colorful, shimmering burst of gunpowder arcing across the sky. Okay, so rather the projectile smashes through the window into the cafe and then starts to spin rapidly, emitting smoke. And we wait in the shadows in front of the entrance. So now they're inside the May Cafe. Not yet, it's too soon. We need to wait for the room to completely fill with smoke.
煙幕発生。視界明瞭だ。72%。ダウン。
ロボ相手に煙幕とは構わず撃ち続けなさい。
Well, don't worry.
了解。総員、侵入者。撃退せよ。
Well, I'm sure with the smoke screen, it's going to make it harder for them to be accurate, so they're going to miss more, which is good. And as soon as I hear the voice over the speakers in the cafe, the underlings open fire on us. But
レーザーは途中で消えてる。
so I think the smoke, it basically disperses the plasma lasers, so it's not effective.
警告。煙幕にプラズマを無酸させる成分を検知。
So the smoke is actually some kind of plasma dispensing compound. Okay, so special.
えい、窓を開けて換気扇を回しなさい。今すぐ話すのよ。
了解。
Alright, so it looks like it's chaos in there. Okay, so Kumiko, let's charge. Break the door open. Well, better hurry up before all the smoke disappears because of the ventilation.
玄関が破壊されました。屋内にボークス2機が侵入。
相手は急性能の工作機械がたったの2機よ。増援が桟橋を渡りきる前に破壊しなさい。
Don't worry, these are two pieces of junk, so get rid of them before we get outnumbered.
了解。
Well, Kumiko, I'll keep them busy here so you can move on to the next part of the plan.
わかってる。
So shake off the mob of underlings and shield Kumiko's VORKS. And she sticks a harpoon which her mech has been carrying under its arm into the floor of the terrace.
青い機体、何をしてるの？杭を殴って打ちつけて船を壊す気？
よし、打ち込み全部終了。お待たせ刑事。このままここを制圧するよ。
Okay, so it looks like Kumiko captured some of the underling robots, so okay. Yep.
止めなさい。自爆しても構わないから。 奴らを動けないようにしなさい。
Well, I don't care. Use everything you have. I don't care if you destroy or self-destruct.
了解。
Well, this is crazy.
自爆なんてさせるわけないでしょ。かなあ。
And flames burst from the net gun attached to the shoulder of Yomasa's VORKS, and something flies towards the underlings.
無が。
So, captured.
よっしゃー、大量大量。ごめんね。
So, what trick does Kanade have to get these free? Oh, so now they're getting electricity, and it's...
網で電気ショックですって。そんなものは一時的な足止めにしかならないわ。
Don't worry.
すぐに再起動して。
So they'll reboot, and they'll be all recovered. So they'll go back to the way I want them to.
わかってますよー。
And it looks like at first, if Kumiko's just lifting up the net, but in the blink of an eye, she turns around and tosses it over the sea. And I hope she aims correctly so that they're right in front of Shino, waiting for the cure. Because if Kumiko tosses them in the wrong place, then it's gonna have enough time for the underling robots to recover and once again follow Kanade's orders.
投げ捨てた？コブも自分たちの家族と言ってたくせに追い込まれればこの扱い。つくづく野蛮だわ。やはり私が導いてあげないと。
よーし、順調。刑事、このまま奥に。
Okay, so I got rid of the first wave of underling robots. But then a sudden strong gust of wind roars through the cafe, and now all the smoke is gone. There you go, so the smoke that we're using to neutralize the plasma guns is blown away in an instant.
嘘、ちょっと風吹くの早すぎ。放線図、射撃可能。
Okay, so no smoke, we can fire plasma guns.
次が飛んでくる前に今度こそ蜂の巣にしてしまいなさい。でも刑事君だけは生かしなさい。大事な人質よ。
オーダー了解。射撃開始。うわー、私ばっか。
Well, damn, Lily. So, where's the next smoke bomb? Hey, Lily, can you hear me?
目標確保。自爆カウントダウン開始。
Well, I wonder if Kanade cut the conversation or the communication signals off. Because I think she might have known about how...
びっくりした。通ってこの頭のやつ。
So, Kanade trying to gain an upper hand. But anyways, the underling robots are now all over Kumiko, and it looks like they're going to do self-destruction. Well, wait a sec. Well, I'm just, And I turn my VORKS around and swing its arms with all my might, trying to remove the underling from the other VORKS head. Wait, am I too late? So what happened? So I hear a loud noise, and the underling that had been clinging onto Kumiko's VORKS goes flying right in front of me. Okay, so Lily arrives just in time to shoot these underling robots away.
悪い、ライフルの調整に手間取った。ランチャーがぶっ壊れたからプラズマ無効弾は撃てない。だから実弾による排除のプラン B に移行した。
So I think Kanade got to plan A, so I think she found a way to disable all those plasma blockers, and now Lily's like, well, I'm going to plan B, so I'm just going to directly shoot all these underlings over to Shino.
報告が遅いっての。
Well, I'm sure this is very dangerous to use, and it's only good to use in last resort, or as last resort.
文句言ってないで蹴散らせ。
Well, anyways, beat them up. so don't waste time. I'm trying! Well, there's too many of them. And before I realize it, I'm surrounded.
ケイジ君、観念しなさい。所詮、あなたは迷える子羊。何かを成し遂げる側の人間ではないわ。
Well, there's nothing you can do. You've already lost. I have the upper hand.
今投降したら、隣のお嬢ちゃんも命は保証してあげるわ。うるさい！一度は爆破しようとしたくせにコロコロ態度を変えてるんじゃないっての！リーダー失格でしょ！
So, by deceiving us, you have already lost the support of... Or like, you're not gonna fool us again with your deception. Kimiko?
柔軟と言ってほしいわね。でもいいわ。うるさいだけの小鳥は楽園には不要よ。
Wait, so stay away from her.
リーリー、このわらわら群がってくるのなんとかしなさいよ。
So apparently they're ganging up on me.
無茶言うな。こっちは一体ずつ始末するのが精一杯だ。
Well, I can only shoot them out one by one.
そのままケイジ君を操縦席から引きずり出しなさい。少女の方はいいわ。後で一緒に爆破なさい。
了解です。カナデ様。
Hey, damn, so don't you value people's lives at all? I don't think she does at this point. It's like, well, I told you to cooperate and obey and follow what I want. And if you don't, I'm not afraid to use force. And they defied, so now Kanade is going to use force.
これは必要なことなの。でも、ケイジ君は分かってくれないのね。残念だわ。
And the sentence, or the phrase, for the greater good. Well, it's no use. Nothing I say seems to get through to her. It's like she's living in another dimension, looking at a funhouse mirror version of everything we see. Well, at this rate, they're going to pry open the canopy, so what should I do? And just in time, the other VORKS, piloted by the other people in town, arrive on the scene. Oh, so, Yao Nao, Nikahana. Wait, you're late. Well, I think they made just in time.
どうして橋は誰も渡ってないはず。
ボークス動かすのだって久しぶりだってのに、まさか水上スキーをさせられるとはね。危うく転覆するところだったよ。
At least they were able to surprise and throw Kanade off guard. So Kanade was expecting the rest of the convoy to come across the pier, but instead they directly went to the May Cafe via the water.
水上スキーですって。まさか無意味に森を打ちつけてると思った？
So one end of the harpoon that's lodged onto the floor has cables wrapped around it, which are connected in turn to the winches on each VORKS. Now all they had to do was cross over on a raft while winding up their winches and clamber on board, and that's how they got here without crossing the pier. And that was a good surprise for Kanade. And the next VORKS arrives in the same manner, having climbed up to the side of the ship. So Kanade-san, I'll ask, just to be sure, do you intend to surrender? I'm sure she won't surrender that easily.
つくづく生意気な子供たちね。行きなさい、お前
Well,
たち。
I won't give up.
了解。
I have more tricks up my sleeve.
させるか。エイジー、ここは俺たちに任せて、金属車を。
Yes, sir. So let's go, Kimiko.
かっこいいよ、
So the other people are like, well, we'll take care of all these underlings but you two go head for the main target, so Arne. And I hope Kanade does not have stronger, tougher enemies along the way that are actually guarding Arne, because that's what usually happens. Or maybe like a boss underling, or some kind of creature that Kanade has summoned to guard Arne. Wait, Lily? Okay, I know. Okay, I'm prepared for this. So let's go, Kimiko. So having rendered the underlings momentarily powerless using a lasso, Kimiko ties them up with some wire and pulls it tight by rotating the VORKS wrist. And we repeat this over and over until all the underlings are finally rounded up. Okay, so now we have to get Arne back. So I wonder... So Arne seems to have been spacing out. She looks surprised when she notices I'm here. And then her face, which was filled with happiness at first, slowly clouds over. So you did come. Well, Arne, we're getting out of here. No, I'm not gonna let you take Arne that easily. So my VORKS is blasted away with ease. Okay, so that invisible power of hers. So it looks like Kanade is the boss of this mission. Wait, there are big dents in my VORKS. And when she raises her hand and makes a gripping motion, the metal around the pilot's seat creaks loudly. So she's using her psychic powers to basically crush the VORKS. It's like, well, none of you are a match for me, and I didn't want to use this. But since none of you want to listen to me, this is my only way to get you guys to listen. Or I have to resort to this now. And this can't be happening. I thought her power was just enable her to send shockwaves. She can keep applying pressure like this as well. And this must cost a lot more energy. But she makes it look easy. And I think what she wants to do is inject that drug that will make Keiji forget everything. What she was not able to do in episode 1. Okay, so I'll crush you in there. And pretty much I'm gonna kill you. How about you, Kanade? Were you planning to take me hostage? So it looks like Kumiko's also getting crushed. And now it looks like Kumiko's VORKS is disabled. Wait, Kanade-san, wait, please. Alright, okay, so I'll get out. I keep silent, grabbing a crowbar as I lump down from the pilot's seat. And I walk over to Uemasa-san's VORKS and use the crowbar to pry the canopy open. And Kumiko looks exhausted as I half drag her out of the cockpit.
ありがとう、刑事。
Sure, so rest for a bit until you calm down.
でも。
It's fine.
ああ、そうだ。
So I think Kanade shot some laser, right? So Kanade forces or focuses some of her powers into her outstretched hand. And with one small gesture, she sends the two VORKS flying, and they land in a heap blocking the entrance.
言っておくけど、増援が来るまで時間稼ぎをしようとしても無駄よ。
Saying that, she flips a switch on the ship's control panel.
外にいる人たち、聞こえているかしら。刑事君たちを捕らえたわ。妙な動きをしたらどうなるか。わかる
And
わ
now,
ね。
I'm gonna use you two as hostage, especially Keiji.
さて、こうして釘を刺しておけば、そうそうバカなことをされて、手を煩わされることもないでしょう。どうだった？囚われのお姫様を助けに来た騎士ごっこは楽しめたかしら？
Playing? Well, Kanai-san, what are you wanting for us to come here right from the start? Or also, were you wanting for us to come here right from the start?
へえ、あなたたちを制圧するなんて、私の力を使えば造作もないことよ。
So what does she want? Then why do you bother with this whole charade?
人類を愛しているからよ。
Huh?
可愛くも愚かな人類は悲しいかな、可能性という悪魔に弱いわ。もしかしたら、ひょっとしたらうまくいけば、そんな盲信にも似た希望にすがってすぐに無謀を犯す。そういうのにすがる子ほど心を折らねば学ばないの。でもそうして痛みを伴ってすら人はなかなか学ばない。可能性という悪魔にすぐそそのかされてしまう。
Is that why you waited for me to come and save Arne?
ええ、面白いぐらいすべて私の思惑通りにことが運んだわ。その割には乗り込んだ時結構焦ってた気がするんだけど。はい、黙っとくってば。
So, say one more wrong word and I'm going to launch this VORKS and crush you.
ほら、こんな風に人類は迂闊でバカでどうしようもないじゃない。
But however hopeless the human race may be, you're still determined to subjugate us, aren't you? So you're making it worse.
支配？人聞きの悪い。未熟な子をしつけるのは親として当然でしょ。
Well, she is the villain.
あなたの娘になった覚えはないんだけど。ここで言う親とは主のことよ。くだらないことを言わせないで。黙るということもできないの？でもこれだけ抵抗すればようやく分かったでしょ。私に歯向かっても無駄だということが。さあ、お勉強の時間はおしまい。船長渡してくれるかしら。
Okay, so I'm gonna use you as hostage to force the Captain Lily to come and have her turn the spaceship on and allow me to leave. And what do you plan to do if I surrender and let you have Lily?
彼女から起動キーを聞き出して、あとはこの件に関わった全員の記憶を消しておしまい。
So I'm going to execute my cure-all solution for everyone from here.
あなたたちは次に気づいた頃には 新しい世界を体験することになるわ。
So erase everyone's memories? Are you serious? You plan to use that drug again? Or can you use it with that invisible power of yours?
不可視の力。
What do you mean invisible power?
不可視の力だなんて人類らしい低次元な解釈だわ。
Hey, that's not what they are.
我々天使がそんなまがいものの力を使うはずないでしょ。
Wait, you're an angel?
ええ、私たちは人類を正しく導くために使わされた存在。人類が進化するためならどんなことだっていとわないわ。何それ、天使ってもっといいことをする存在じゃないの？してるじゃない。こうして愚かな人類を我慢強く共同して正しい世界へと誘っているじゃない。
Wait, perfect? That's really how you describe exploiting RNA to force us our technological development forward?
いつの時代も人類はそうして進化してきた。陰で我々の手助けを得てね。
No way, Kanade-san. So you're claiming you're an angel. Don't you just work for the laboratory?
勘違いしているようだけど、研究所は我々天使が培ってきた人類を正しい道へと導くための組織。そう、人類は進化するの。この私の手によってね。他のどの天使でもないこの私の手で。全然理解できない。仕方ないわ。私たち天使はあなたたちの上位者。見ている景色が違うんだもの。それこそこの体の持ち主である清き奏本人にすら理解しえないわ。
What did you just say? Kanade Hyoki, the owner of this body.
ケイジ君、あなたの言葉はある部分では正しかった。
Okay.
お前は奏さんじゃないという言葉は。
So it looks like Kanade got possessed, and unfortunately, this episode's getting quite long. So we'll see how this battle comes to an end in the next episode. So, after breaking through all those foot soldiers and guards, aka the underling robots, we come to the boss, which is the entity who possessed Kanade. And I don't really think this entity is an angel because, one, she kidnapped Arne for her benefit. Two, she took control of the underling robots, which are owned by Lily and Yunie. Three, she's trying to force this memory forgetting drug on everyone, especially for Keiji. It's like, well, this will be perfect. It'll erase all your bad memories and all your depressions, even though that's not what Keiji wants. And four, she almost kidnapped Lily so that Lily can help execute her plan by powering up the spaceship. And I'm not sure about the escape part. And it feels that there's still gaps in what this entity is trying to do with Kanade. So I'm not sure why she would resort to force, and I'm not sure about the laboratory thing. So what was this all about? And I wonder if the deaths of Keiji's parents are tied to this. But I guess that's all for me to find out in the next episode.